Hello, friends of Sudoku, and welcome to another very hard Sudoku, according to the publisher. I think this is probably Chinese or maybe Singapore, because I can see from the photocopy that the words target time, minutes, and seconds are in Chinese characters. The target time for this is supposed to be 35 minutes, and we'll just have to see how it goes. It is a symmetrical puzzle. I wonder why. Is it really easier for computer programs to make symmetrical puzzles? I would have thought not. But then, who am I but a lowly retired computer programmer? Anyway, let's deal with this, shall we? There is four going up here and four coming down here and a four coming across here. So this must be a four. Oh, is this a New York Times kind of thing? Look at the two, three, and the four coming up here, and look at the two, three, and the four coming over here. Guess what these three squares have to be. If you were guessing a two, three, and a four combined, you would not be wrong. And that tells me that one of these two cells here must be a 5. Yes. And since therefore this cell can't be a 5, and the two 5s here block these squares here, this must be a 5. And now we have a 5 here or here. Let me see if I can keep track of that with only a 6 in this box, but I know basically where 2, 3, and 4s are going to go. That's interesting. Oh, and we have a 5 here and here, don't we? And these have to be 5s, so this obviously can't be a 5, so this must be the 5. It's like playing a blindfolded chess, which, by the way, I don't do. I can't. But now we have a 5 here, and therefore this must be a 5 here or here, and we have these two 5s, therefore a 5 must go here or here. So we need a 5 for column 2. And because of the 5s here, this is the only place it can go. And now we got the 4s coming over, blocking all of this, and making this a 4. And one of these must be a 4 now. This one of these must be a 3, because the 3 is blocking down here, and these 3s are blocking over here, making this a 3, and therefore one of these must be a 3, right? 8s blocking here, 8 blocking here, 8 blocking here as well. So this is an 8. And one of these must be an 8 now. And since this cannot be an 8 because of the 8 here, this must be an 8 or this must be an 8. And both are conveniently left free by the 2, 3, and 4s we had here. So yes, an 8 must be here or here. 6, 7, and a 9 here. A 9 must go here or here. Yes. And the 6 can't go here. So it could go here or it could go here. Well, hang on. There must be something we can do here. Well, I can see the 8 logging over here, right? So clearly one of these must be an 8, but that's not giving me much. But hang on, a 7. The 7 blocks here, right? And the 7 blocks here. So one of these must be a 7. And therefore, a 7 must go up. So that leaves the question what to do with the 9. I can't yet place the 9 up here in one of these 3 squares. Oh, but hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. We got a 4-8 here, and we got a 4-8 here. We need a 4-8 for these two guys here, don't we? Yes, we do. And that makes one of these a 7. And one of these a 7. Why didn't I just spot the 5s here? I put a 5 right here. It's not that hard, man. Now these two 5s block here and the 5s here block here and here. So this is a 5. And we have all the 5s. That's nice, I suppose. Where was I? The 4 and an 8 here. I'm no closer to the 2, 3, and 4 resolution here. Yes, it's true. One of these two must be an 8. If only I had an 8 up here, then I would know, but I don't. Oh, but hang on. Now we have this. We found the 5, so now the 6 here blocks over here, right? And the 6 blocks here. So one of these must be a 6. And that means that one of these must be a 6. But unfortunately, a 6 could also go here. So I can't call this a 6 yet. It must be a 6 or a 7, though. This must be a 7 or a 9, and this could be, well, 6, 7, or a 9. But hang on, hang on. The 7 blocks here, right? And here. So this is a 6 or a 7. Yes, this is a 6 or a 7. And that makes this a 3 and a 9 pair. And since we have a 3 up here, this must be the 9 and this must be the 3. Yes, I think that is it. And then this is a 3 and that makes this a 3 because we know we had the 2 3 candidates here, didn't we? Now one of these two must be a 3. I wonder what the other will have to be. We'll probably get back to those, but first I want to inspect these two empty squares, and they have to be a 2 and a 6. So with the 2 here and the 2 here, that would make this a 2, wouldn't it? And now one of these is a 2. These 3 must, then no, let me do this first here. This was a 2 and a 6, making this a 1 and a 9. And that makes one of these a 9. And that's only logical because these were 6 and 7s. So there's no other place but here for a 9, these two cells, right? One of these is a 9, but we know which one it is, don't we? Because we have a 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and a 2, 3, 4. So this must be the 9. And we still need a 9 for, no, this is too complicated. Let me look at something else. Yes, let me look at these 3. Then 6, 7, 9. We know that this cannot be a 9 because one of these is a 9. It can't be a 6 either because of this 6. So it must be a 7. And that makes this a 7 and this a 6. And now we are probably cooking, then this must be a 6 here, and this must be a 9. It'll be very interesting to see if I've gotten all this right. It seems very logical while you're doing it, but it's very easy to overlook something. Let me have a sip of my freshly brewed coffee. I broke my French press, so I'm making coffee the old-fashioned way, pouring the grounds into the bottom of the cup, pouring water over, stirring, waiting for 4 minutes, and then taking away the crust with a spoon, and all of the coffee grinds are now at the bottom of the coffee. So the way they do it in Turkey, some of the best coffee in the world I had when I lived in Turkey. Back to Sudoku, by the way. Across here we need to have a 4, 2, and a 8. There's a 4 here. Well, we know that this can't be an 8 because an 8 has to go here. We found that out earlier. And by the way, there's an 8 here now. So this is the 8. And therefore, this must be the 7. That out of the way, we had a 2, 3, and a 4 here, right? And that makes this a 1. What about these up here? A 1 and a 6. And, well, 2, 4, and an 8. Again, oh, I see. This cannot be a 4, so one of these must be a 4, right? So this is a 2 and an 8. We had a 2 also here, didn't we? Yes, we did. So this must be a 2. Well, that's something. And now we got the 2 plugging over here and the 2 plugging up here. So this is a 2 here, and one of these is a 2. And this is now a 1, 6, and this is a 1, 6, except this is a 6 here. So this is a 1, and this is a 6, and this therefore must be a 1. I like this puzzle. It's not particularly complicated, but it has a very nice flow. I think the key was finding the 2, 3, and the 4 here. And by the way, they are still left unsolved. We've done pretty much all of the rest, but the first kind of finds are still not solutioned. Well, let me plug in what's missing here, and that is a 6. And the 6 blocks over here, the 6 blocks here, so this is a 6. And now we have a 2, 6 pair here. Oh, hang on. No, we don't. We have a 6 here because this can't be a 6, right? So this is a 6. And now this, of course, must be a 6. And now we got all the 5s and all the 6s. What are these two again? There's 3, 8. And that makes these a 1, 9, and a 7. There's a 7 here, so one of these is a 7. Yes. And that makes one of these a 7. And these have to be a 1, 7, 9. There's a 1 here and a 1 here. Not giving me much. Surely it must be possible to solve it without pencil marks from here. More coffee, more coffee. 2, 7, 8, 9 down here. I feel like I just need to focus. If I could just get one more 2, we would solve, I think, all of the twos and fours and the eights. There was this empty square here all the time. I wonder why I didn't just plug in the 7, but I didn't. And that makes this a 1. So now these being a 3 and an 8, we know that this must be a 9, and surely that must help. These two guys now have to be a 8 and a 7, and these therefore a 2 and a 9. 179 over here. Oh, what am I talking about? 179, right? 9, 7 here. This is just a single one. And that blocks here, and we got this blocking here. So this is a 1, making this a 1 and this a 9. Yes, now I'm confident that I can solve this. This is now a 7, 9 here. We got the 4, 8 here and here. So these were 4 and 8, right? And that makes this a 7. And we needed a 7 for this row as well. And therefore, we now know that this must be an 8, and that puts an 8 here finally. These are unsurprisingly a 2, 4, and we have a 4 in this column. So this is a 2 and this is a 4. And now I think we got it 4 here, and one of these must be a 2 and the other must be a 3. Down here we have our 9, and here we have our 2, making this a 9. Now these two 9s block over here, don't they? And we have a 9 blocking up here. So this is a 9. This last little cell must be a 2, and that makes this a 2. And finally, we got the 3, 2, and the 4 going up here. Almost the very last digits of the puzzle. This must be a 3, and this must be the 4, and the 8 goes here, of course. Now is this a 7, and this must be an 8. This was, as I said, a very tough puzzle. The target solution time, according to the Chinese characters here, would be 35 minutes and 0 seconds. How I know? Well, I studied Chinese on my own for 4 years. I stopped on February 27th of 2022, and that is the exact day I took up Spanish. Thank you for watching. It was a fun puzzle, I think, and please come back for more soon. Goodbye for now.